Everyone, good morning, good day, wherever you are. Today, we are going to cover the JFrog paved way of using JFrog products. And we actually are going to cover today how JFrog uses its own products in order to develop our own product. So that's the time we are going to spend today. A few words on myself. So my name is Noam Zilberman. I'm a Senior Director of Engineering Productivity at JFrog. My role is to drive efficiency and effectiveness in the engineering processes. And the focus is on the DevOps, the SRE, and software quality. Prior experience is at eBay and at HP. Over there, I was working as R&D director and handling high traffic systems with really very much focus on availability, 5 nines. All of that was part of my day-to-day work. So what are we going to cover today in the agenda? First of all, we'll go, what is our goal? That's the basic, what is our goal in the freestyle versus the paved way? What are freestyle and paved environments? What is JFrog paved way? What is our R&D environments, and what are the use cases for each one of the environments? And also, we'll share with you live systems and dashboards so you could see how we monitor our own products in our own environments to assure high throughput. So if we want to see what was our goal, first of all, it's to drive innovation that is fast, meaning we want our engineers to try, innovate, fail fast in a secure manner and within budget, because there are multiple good ideas outside, and the only way to explore, to move with them, is to explore them. And as said, we want to do it fast, we want to do it secure, and we want to do it within budget. While we are secure with the budget, meaning it's like any company, we have a budget that we need to meet, and with high uptime, meaning engineers are like any customers, they want their system up, they want their system running, and we need to make sure that even when we are in exploratory, even when we are looking to new technologies, we have a high uptime that is enabling us to explore the new technology. And we wanted to make sure that for the innovation, we are able to support the innovation for both the on-prem and the SaaS platform. As you may know, at JFrog, we have 2 flavors of customers. We have the on-prem, we have the SaaS platform, and we need to make sure that whatever we innovate would fit both to the on-prem and to the SaaS platform. So this was our goal. Switching to the next slide. Let's spend a few minutes on what is the freestyle and what is the paved way. The freestyle, it's really to enable fast prototyping, explore new technologies. You want to test or you want to check X, you want to check a new cool tool of Gen AI. You want to take and explore a new security open source. Super, do that. We want to have you with minimal guardrails. This is the meaning of innovation. And we want to give you the full control. In simple words, it means that in the area that you work, we want to grant you read and write permissions, the ability to deploy, but at the same time, we want to make sure that you are not impacting your colleagues or other systems. So this is the freestyle, very not structured, open-ended. It's not how it's going to be in production, but this is the concept of innovation. Once you start to move into the paved way, this is, let's say, the guardrails that we have for the secure and high quality delivery to production. In production, we have security. In production, we have the uptime. All of that needs to come under consideration. And it's great to innovate an item. It's great to explore new technology. But once it comes to production, it should be with our production standards, which means that as an engineer, you will get the read permissions, you will get deploy permissions. However, as an example, a write permission to a cluster, you will not get, because also in production, a common engineer will not have a write permission to a production cluster. So that's really the difference between the freestyle and the paved way. Now, it may turn out that there is an innovation or a new concept that you, as a developer, want to explore, and it doesn't turn out to be successful. Good, meaning it doesn't mean that it needs to move to the paved way. We enable you the freedom to explore. If it works, great. Now we have a structured way to move to production. If it doesn't work, no harm done. You move to the new other technology, new other stack that you want to explore, fine. So this is really the difference between the freestyle and the paved way. Now, let's take one level down, and we'll go into the different environments that we provide for the freestyle and the paved way. I would say that the left side of the screen, the exploratory and the freestyle self-service, the names speak for themselves, and let's see the innovation, how the innovation goes. As an example, there is a new technology, a new open source that I want to explore. Great. You are in exploratory mode. Over there, we provide you an account. This account is governed by JFrog. It doesn't have internet, or it doesn't have access to the JFrog network, because you are exploring new technologies and that may be risky. Of course, it has some kind of FinOps restrictions, so we will not spend too much on the exploration. But here, really, you are on your own. You get your own account as an engineer, play, destroy, rebuild, all of that, good. You do it in the exploratory, you are on your own, and from the Migro perspective, we are committed to provide you an account. Every time that you want an external account, we have a mechanism that will provide you this external account connected to the JFrog permission to make sure that you are indeed a JFrog employee. But from there, you are on your own, which is fine. This is the exploratory phase. Now, let's say that after the exploratory, there are two options. One, the exploration was not successful, and end of game, and then you continue to the next innovation. If the innovation is successful, then you move to what we term as the freestyle self-service. Here, you continue to explore your innovation. It's not yet production, yet you start to gain access to JFrog assets like the source control, the network, the pipeline, all of that, you start to get access. It's not yet production, but you don't need to invent the wheel. You don't need to support all or to develop all the infra and all the DevOps tools from scratch because you are already inside our network. We'll provide you a dedicated namespace, where over there in this namespace, you have the read and write permission. The namespace is isolated from others, so you will not damage them. But as an example, you do not have now a write permission on the cluster level. You have access to your specific namespace, which should be fine. Now, after you do all the work on the freestyle, and actually this is where you start to do the real development, meaning you already know that you want to have this innovation inside JFrog's portfolio. You got all the approval. After you're good with the freestyle, you say, okay, from my perspective, I'm good with what I deliver. Here we come to the hardening part, which is the hardening part. It's the standalone production-like and the load and performance. The standalone production-like, it's a cluster that is managed by a production setting, meaning it's a one-to-one equivalent to a production setting. And over there, you test your code, you build your code, you do whatever you think is needed. From my group perspective, we are committed that every time that you try to deploy the latest official version, it should work. This is, by the way, how we ensure that the node is indeed a production grade, because it should mean you should be able to deploy the latest official version. And you know that if it doesn't work for any reason, the issue is your end, and you need as an engineer to explore why, because we have provided you a one-to-one production. It's not yet a production, but it's the same Terraform. And if it works on the functionality, we'll get to it in the next slide. And you move also, or you have the option, if you like, to run load and performance. Now, connecting it back to the second slide where I said that we need to support both on-prem and SaaS customers. On-prem may have different versions of Artifactory. On cloud, of course, it moves according to the progression of the version. And if, as an example, I have a new feature, I need to make sure that it supports version X that is at customer A. It would go also to version X+1 that is in customer B, and also would fit cloud, which moves on their pace. So actually, in the load and performance, we enable you to stress your feature or your technology. You get a standalone environment, you have a dedicated RDS. So really here you have a full isolation. You want to test the load and performance, you cannot do it with the shared RDS. Furthermore, data is persistent in the RDS. So if you want to take and test migration, by all means, do that. Data is persistent. So here we provide actually the full landscape from exploratory to freestyle to standalone to the load and performance. Two more slides before we go to the real deal, which is our systems and the monitors. Here really it's a schematic. To some extent, it's the DevOps circle for functional testing. So first of all, we code and build. And we do the code and build on Artifactory. We'll show you very shortly how we do that. We push to JFrog Artifactory. We pull from JFrog Artifactory. We deploy the JPD to the dev cluster, and then we do here the test on the dev cluster. As you can see here, it's one database, one Postgres, which is shared for all the functional testing. If we switch to the next slide, Here you could see how we do the performance testing flow. It's the same circle. The difference is that here for each test, you have a dedicated RDS. So you don't have a noisy neighbor. You test your own code and you stress it without other engineers interfering in your simulated load. As said, let's now go and see the real deal, meaning the JFrog production. First of all, let's start what we see here. I would sign in to my JFrog board. This is, by the way, the board of any admin at that the JFrog customer has. It takes here some time. And what you could see here, first of all, we are a very large customer of Artifactory. We have our entire suite on the JFrog production. This is how we assure the high availability and uptime. And from here, if I go back to this slide, again, this is how it goes, meaning the engineer run the build, push the code to the same Artifactory that I show you, and you could see the size of it. We are over data transfer plus the bucket. It's over the 1.2 peta, which is really quite big. And the whole scale or the whole circle here is on JFrog production system using our own tool, meaning we use Artifactory, we use distribution, we use X-Ray. So as an example, I am committed that every time when I want to deploy my code, the latest official version in production would run. So I can guarantee that. And from there, you could push and pull, of course, more higher version manifest for your own testing. The way that we monitor all of our environments, we have one of the dashboards here. So you could see that we monitor the Jenkins. We also use pipelines to orchestrate. We have the Sonar to manage our code quality, and we have the source control. Also, we measure the success of our spin-up of environments, because my commitment to the engineer, every time that you want to spin a latest official version, it would work. So we monitor that. We have other monitors that all of them eventually ensure that you as a JFrog developer, when you want to develop the next generation, you're able to go from the exploratory till production, and we have the path for it. Thank you very much for your time. It was a real pleasure to run this session, and I wish you a great day wherever you are.